Can a business-minded vision work on the streets? Or is respect the real currency? Find out as Stringer tries to change the game and risks losing control. With these towers down, we need to take the rest of them low-rises and all of them Fayette Street corners, Bodie suggested. Stringer, almost expecting this response from Bodie, retorted with, "Take them? Take them how, Mr. Bodie?" Poot, having not raised his hand and also not being given the floor, answered the question for him. "Say screw it and take them." Shamrock, not allowing any violation of the Roberts rules, shut him down immediately. "Brother, you ain't got the floor. Chair and recognise your ass." Stringer repeated himself. "Take them how?" Bodie said, "I don't know. Just let them Fayette Street chumps know. We're serious, right? Get or get got." Other members in the audience were nodding in agreement with Bodie. Stringer, not impressed with this basic answer, replied with a likely pre-planned response. "Yeah, like you did on McCullough Street last year. Snatch the real estate, load up, and just wait for some stuff to happen, right?" "Nah, man, we're done worrying about territory, man. What corner we got? What project?" "Game ain't about that no more. It's about product." "Yeah, we got the best goddamn product, so we're gonna sell no matter where we are, right? Product, gentlemen. Product." Stringer, who had said precisely the opposite to D'Angelo Barksdale only a few years back, was having difficulty winning over the crowd. Slim Charles, choosing an opportune moment to introduce himself to the viewers, raised his hand with a question. "Chair recognise Slim Charles," said Stringer, giving him the floor to speak. "Chair, our people got to stand somewhere, don't they? I mean, all the product in the world don't mean nothing if you're constantly getting your ass whipped for standing on some other fool's corner." Stringer nodded in agreement. "All right. We had 6 of the towers on the terrace, right? All running 24/7. But 3 of those we gave to Prop Joe to upgrade the package that we was putting out there, right? Now, how much do you think we lost in that deal?" He paused, scanned the audience, and seeing that no one was showing any signs of answering, continued. "All right, the answer is, we made more." Poot gave a look of shock to Stringer's sales update. Stringer continued. "Half the real estate, twice the product, and our profit went up 8 or 9%. Your territory ain't gonna mean a thing if your product is weak." Poot shot a quick look at one of Stringer's lieutenants, who was shaking his head in a mix of disapproval and disappointment. "Go ahead and ask them chumps trying to sell them Ford Tempos. You got brothers riding around in Japanese and German cars in America. Territory ain't nothing. Especially when you consider it's the fight to the territory that we bring in the bodies, and the bodies that bring the police." "Yeah, but how are we going to stand?" Shamrock, disgusted with Bodie's flaunting of the rules, interrupted him again mid-sentence. "Yo, chair ain't recognise your ass, man." Bodie scratched his head and continued. "How are we going to stand on some..." He was interrupted a second time and gestured to stand up. The rules were important and had to be followed closely. "Come on, man. How are we going to stand on some corner that's not ours?" Stringer replied, "Well, we got the best product, so the chances are we'll be able to bring in the competition by offering them to re-up with us from our package." Bodie sat down, dejected that Stringer appeared to be taking the gentlemanly option. "Feel me?" Stringer continued. "Everybody making money, sharing the real estate." Slim Charles raised his hand and was given the floor by Stringer. What if they don't cop our re-up, though? Stringer turned and walked back to the lecture podium, dismissive of Slim's legitimate question, suggesting that Slim's concerns were highly unlikely to ever eventuate. I'm going to worry about that when it happened. Pooch shook his head in disappointment. Until then, Mr. Charles, Stringer continued, we're going to handle this like businessmen. Sell the stuff, make the product, and later for that gangster nonsense. Poot raised his hand. Yeah, Stringer said. Poot, with equal parts sarcasm and chutzpah, says, do the chair know we're going to look like some punk-ass bitches out there? This enraged Stringer, who slapped the lectern mic out of his way, causing it to fall, almost as if it was from the weight of Stringer's unthought-out and unrealistic expectations. Chump, I will punk your ass for saying such nonsense. Shamrock was quick to jump in. String! What? Stringer barked back, on the edge of getting into a fight with Poot. Poot did have the floor, Shamrock fired back, ensuring that Stringer was aware that Poot had followed the rules as Stringer would have expected. Shut up, man. This chump too ignorant to have the goddamn floor, Stringer barked at. Your brothers need to start looking at the world in a new light, Stringer added. Start thinking about this here like some grown-ass men, not some chumps off the corner, you heard me? Stringer shouted, a mixture of disappointment and exasperation at how insubordinate and inflexible his charges were. Adjourn your asses, he calmly said, and ended the meeting right then and there. Stringer risked alienating his employees by having such a rigid focus on his business vision, and in doing so, he was creating a big distance between his vision and the practicalities on the ground. He would need to take into account his employees' motivations and how following these new directives could impact their lives. By reducing violence and increasing profits, Stringer thought that it would appeal to his staff, but he failed to take into account that most of his workers were in the game for the respect and the reputation that it gave them. He didn't account for the fact that this respect was a key part of their survival, and it was more important than any organizational financial stability. Stringer's one-eyed focus on business theory made him believe he could impress everyone in his own crew with these new business ideas, but he completely misread the complexities of the game. He failed to address the needs and motivations of staff who did all the dirty work. He forced a top-down structure without selling the vision, building the trust, or even motivating his soldiers in any way or other. Stringer failed to do any team-building tasks as they would in a corporate environment, as he was trying to replicate, or build trust and confidence in his workers. He risked losing their loyalty, and with it, the very makeup of the organization he and Avon built from the ground up. Throughout the meeting, on no fewer than 5 occasions, there were 5 separate objections to this vision, and Stringer had absolutely no flexibility in catering to these visions or answering them sufficiently. If you found yourself hooked, why not check out some of my other vignettes? There's always more to uncover, stories that twist, turn, and leave you thinking. Take a look around and see what catches your eye.